I'm Paul Loomis. I'm the Chief Commercial Officer at BrainCapture, as well as a co-founder. BrainCapture is a startup that was founded to bring EEG into the 21st century and to everyone who needs it. Now, what is EEG? EEG is electroencephalogram. It's really the gold standard for understanding what's going on in the brain with regard to the flow of electricity. So any kind of neurological abnormality generally requires an EEG. It's a diagnostic that is well accepted in medical practice. It has many indications, everything from seizures, which are very common, 1 in 10 people will have one at some point, to altered mental status, which is kind of a big designation that can cover a lot of indications, to stroke and TBI. Despite being a really powerful diagnostic, it has lacked innovation massively over the past 50 years or so. This is something that's still done in effectively exactly the same way as it was many years ago, and it's configured around experts and an expert setting. So you have to have a technician at minimum who has several years of training to operate a traditional EEG device, which you can see a traditional one here on the right, and or on the left for audience. And you also need to have an expert with many years of experience to read the EEG. Both of these people need to be on site, and that configuration has really reduced and limited where EEG can go and the times that it can be deployed. That's created significant global unmet needs around EEG. We have a solution for that. It's called the BC1. It is CE marked and being commercialized now. What we've done is reorganize the EEG diagnostic around usability, connectivity, and deployability. So we do that by shrinking the amplifier, making it sort of fit in your pocket and be battery powered. This amplifier also has signal quality that's the same as what you find in a traditional device. And we link the whole system to a smartphone, which has a number of advantages, particularly usability. So we build an app that has AI real-time quality control that sort of makes this whole system a bit foolproof. And then we connect it to a cap that locates the electrodes in a very easy and rapid way. And the whole point of all this is that a non-expert user can take a gold standard quality EEG sort of anytime and anywhere it's required. Now, once they take the EEG, they upload it to a cloud solution, and we're able to connect the point of care with expertise. We've had a really sort of rapid development and commercialization process, and we've achieved a lot in a very short time. And one of the ways we've done this is to focus a bit unconventionally on emerging markets for our commercialization first. The reason for this is that we saw a huge opportunity and a huge unmet need in emerging markets for EEG. So you can imagine that a diagnostic that has this issue of being linked to experts in countries where the experts per capita is much lower, you really have an issue with deploying that. So we've focused on those markets, and in fact, to start that in 2023, I moved to Nairobi in Kenya, as a pilot market, and we got our product approved there about 6 months before we got CE mark. Then we, over the past 18 months or so, we've managed to become the largest EEG provider in Kenya and roughly tripled that country's EEG diagnostic capacity. Since we got the CE mark in January of 2024, we've managed to scale across 10 countries. And last year, we earned almost $500,000 in revenue, sold over 100 devices. And this year, we're on track to do $1 million or more in revenue. But I've talked a lot about company goals and sales and et cetera. I think it's really important to remember that behind every device we sell or every customer we acquire, there is a human being who is benefiting from access to EEG. So I'd like to introduce you to Ramsey. Ramsey's a lovely guy. He's an artist and a photographer. He lives in Kenya, in Nairobi. He was born with epilepsy, and he had seizures from a really young age. And these were uncontrolled for most of his life. He lost jobs because he had seizures. He was unable to sort of pursue his dreams. But recently, when he was in his early 30s, he got the EEG that he needed. He got the right diagnosis, he got the right medication, and now he lives seizure-free, and he's become quite a successful photographer around Kenya. There are millions of people like Ramsey, and there are millions more in the US and Europe who could benefit from an EEG, but don't get it because of issues with deployability. When you think about Ramsey and all the people like him, you can kind of imagine that this is a massive space and a massive opportunity. So especially when you consider the conditions that, again, could benefit from an EEG, but where an EEG is not done because it's so difficult to get one. Most of that market size, or roughly half of that market size, is in the US, and that's because of the excellent reimbursement for EEG. There are many CPT codes. Our product is relevant for the majority of them also. So we make money by selling high-margin hardware, so over 75% gross margin. But the interesting thing is that in every sale, there is recurring revenue, either through our interpretation service, which we charge on a per-recording basis, or through a suite of cloud tools that we sell to experts who want to use our device. We also have a kind of groundbreaking program to develop transformer models for EEG. And this is an approach that's similar to large language models in that it does unsupervised learning on large amounts of data. Over time, this will make our cloud tools and our service faster and better. EEG has been around for a long time, and there's plenty of competition here, but almost all of it falls into the traditional device category. So this is similar to what I showed on the first slide. All of these traditional device manufacturers build devices for the expert context. We know them, we talk to them, we don't think they'll compete with us head-to-head, potentially undermines their business. Then there's a very small handful of point-of-care EEG companies like us. There's only 3 with an approved product. We're one of them. Ceribell it focuses on a very specific indication, but they've shown the unmet need in this sector by IPOing for a $1 billion valuation or near $1 billion valuation last year. But we have a unique value proposition. We have a full montage of wet electrodes, which is the gold standard, and we have a really high-quality amplifier. So we have something that's similar to the traditional standard, but in a different form factor, and only we have that. We have an excellent team that we've assembled with regulatory, sales, and technical all really well represented, and we really feel this team is ready to take it to the next level. So we want to take this proven, commercialized product to the US market. Right now, we're raising a $2 million pre-A round to, on the one hand, fund our global growth, which is going quite well. We want to keep that traction and scale in global markets. Then also register this year with the FDA and pilot our product early next year in preparation for an eventual full launch in 2027 in the US market. So we hope you'll join us in creating a world where EEG is available to whoever needs it. Thank you.